All right, look everyone, Dallas is not for everyone, so before you even think about moving here, I think it's really important to weigh your pros and cons of living in this beautiful city. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Alexis Zamarripa. I've been helping people buy and sell homes here right under the last 5 years or so. I've actually been living here within the DFW Metroplex my entire life. On this channel, I talk a lot about what it's like living here, different neighborhood guide, real estate market updates, and much more. And if you're thinking about buying a home in Dallas, Texas, I've actually included a free list of homes under $500,000 that are currently for sale. Feel free to check that out in the links below. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into the pros and cons. All right, so starting off with number one, we have employment opportunities. Here in Dallas, the job market is very, very strong. Texas is one of 6 states benefiting from a lot of wealth migration coming down south. A lot of big companies are actually moving into Texas, with some of them moving into Dallas specifically. Business expansion and relocations are fueling a lot of this growth, which puts Dallas on track to actually overthrow Chicago and become the 3rd most populous metro within about a decade. Now, as a state, Texas itself offers a very business-friendly environment. It's actually been named one of the best states for businesses by Chief Magazine. We actually have one of the lowest tax burdens nationwide. Dallas benefits a lot from these policies. Now, some of the big career fields that you can find here are tech, engineering, finance, the medical field, and construction. Number 2 of the list of pros is networking. And so you have a lot of people with different kinds of interests, meaning no matter what your goals are, you can really find different groups for different things. You can really be as niche as possible. You can find groups aligned with your hobbies, whether it be painting, cooking, and then also if you are trying to dive into a different business type, possibilities are endless. Now, this can also really be a huge benefit if, say for example, maybe you're a single person and you're trying to find a like-minded partner. This is definitely something that can be a huge benefit, right? Having so many different people. Now, this leads me straight into number 3, which is diversity. Once again, Dallas is a major metropolitan, which attracts just a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds. And this can be seen in, once again, different networking events, but also the amount of different people that you meet on a daily basis. In different neighborhoods, you can find people of completely different cultures. You can see it in the restaurants. You can see it with the amount of different religious centers that we have. And then also with the amount of different cultural events that are celebrated here within the Dallas area, whether it's through food, festivals, different events, networking groups. The city itself just offers a very rich multicultural environment. I know that sounds kind of fancy, but really we just have a ton of different people with different backgrounds, different interests. The more it grows, the more amount of different people that we're attracting, not only from the US, but also from around the world. Now, for number 4 on the list, we have restaurants and cuisine, right? And we have a ton of different options when it comes to different types of restaurants from different cultures. Just to name a few options, we have obviously Tex-Mex. We have amazing barbecue places. Not as great as Austin yet, but we're definitely getting there. You can find Asian fusion, Mediterranean. You can also find some high-end options for dining as well. For example, some high-end steakhouses. And then some popular areas like Deep Ellum, Bishop Arts, Uptown. They really offer a mix of different trendy cafes, bistros, and bars with really unique atmospheres. So if you're looking for something more, not only with amazing tasting food, but just with a really cool environment, you can find a lot of cool places in those spots. As a matter of fact, we have so many options at any time that I'm thinking about where to go. I have to do so much research just because you have so many different options. Now, number 5 on the list, we have the educational system. In Dallas, you can find a whole mix of different public, private, and charting school options with some nationally recognized institutions. The Dallas Independent School District itself does include some really high-ranking public schools. For example, you have TAG, which is the Talented and Gifted School, and the Science and Engineering Magnet, which are both consistently included in a list of some of the top schools within the nation and the state. We have some suburban districts like Frisco, for example, which is also highly ranked. We also have Plano, which are some of the top performing public schools here in Texas. We also have a lot of colleges and university campuses here near the DFW Metroplex. For example, you have SMU, which is located in Dallas and is a top ranking public university. You also have UTD, which is the University of Texas in Dallas, and you also have Texas Christian University located in Fort Worth. DBU, also in Dallas, and many more. And number 6 on the list, we have entertainment. First of all, sports are a huge thing here. Not not only on a national level, but also on a college and high school level as well. We obviously have the Dallas Cowboys, which word around the street is that they're super close to getting their next ring. So even if you're not a huge American football fan, you're bound to at least know a little bit about what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys just naturally by living here. We also have the Dallas Rangers, FC Dallas, and the Dallas Stars, and it feels like there's always some kind of sporting event going on. And when it comes to the high school level, I know Duncanville and DeSoto, Texas's football teams are doing really well nationally. Now that's just sports. We also have lots of shopping options, right? So ton of different options, from luxury all the way to a little bit more affordable options. You have really huge malls like the Galleria, for example. You have North Park, some smaller malls and strip malls all over the DFW Metroplex. Feels like music is also pretty big here because we have a lot of different concerts going on year round. You also have a lot of different performances going on. You have concerts at the American Airlines Center, some in Irving. You have a lot of smaller concerts in the House of Blues. Just a ton of different options as well. So it almost feels like there's always something to do. And if the outdoors and working out is something that you love and really find entertaining, you're definitely not forgotten. Ton of parks and different trails. When it comes to working out, you have a ton of different gyms. Not only do we have weightlifting gyms, we have some mixed martial arts gyms, boxing gyms, which is also martial arts, CrossFit gyms, a lot of different yoga studios. You have hot works, biking classes, and even some dance lessons as well, ranging from country music, country two-step, to more Latin styles of dancing. For example, you have salsa, some merengue, some bachata lessons. And finally, number 7 on the list, we have affordability. Now, if you're watching this video at the time of this recording, I know what you're thinking. Nothing's really affordable right now. Keep in mind that while it's one of the most expensive cities in Texas, it's still a lot less expensive than some other major cities in the nation. First of all, fuel costs are still a lot cheaper than places like New York and California. Gas is cheaper, and some of our grocery costs are also a lot less. We still have everything else that a lot of other cities also have. And if you're not from Texas, the fact that we have no state income tax might be a huge pro to you. However, that does lead me straight into my cons. And number 1 of my list of cons is the fact that we do have property taxes. So a lot of people before moving here aren't really too aware of the fact that we have property taxes. So once again, while we have no state income tax, which is a huge benefit to a lot of people, we do have property taxes, quite expensive in certain areas. So at the time of this recording, the combined tax rate of property, if you're living within Dallas County, is between 2.2 to 2.5% the assessed value of your property. But we do have some tax exemptions, for example, homestead, and some senior tax exemptions. Once again, it does depend within which appraisal district your property lies in, so it's important to contact them directly. Now, number 2 on the list, we have traffic. Okay, traffic, just like in any other major city, can be pretty crazy. At the time of this recording, we have our state fair going on, which is something that I forgot to mention in entertainment, but we do have a state fair, right, which is really big here, not only for residents but also for tourists coming in. But anyways, this can create even more traffic than usual. And number 3 on my list of cons, we have the weather. Now, while I personally enjoy the weather here, for a lot of people this is a huge con, especially the summers. While our weather during the springtime and the fall time especially is really nice and pleasant, these seasons are really short-lived. While winter storms aren't uncommon in other parts, especially in the north, and we do have some occasional hailstorms, and I hate to say it, but Dallas, or at least the Dallas area, is in risk of tornadoes. While we don't see them often, it's definitely something to be aware of. And as far as the occasional hailstorms go, when getting insurance, it's just really important to add that onto your coverage. Even if it's a little bit of an extra expense, it's definitely worth it. And number 4 on the list is allergies. Dallas is known for having high pollen counts, which can be a little bit challenging for those with allergies, especially during the springtime and the fall time. I know this isn't anything too crazy, but it's something, once again, that can be a bit of an annoyance during those times. And last on my list is the lack of public transportation. We don't have nearly as much public transportation in the surrounding suburbs, or at least in the areas where it's a little bit less urban. Since Dallas and the Metroplex is huge, most people have to have a car to get from one place to the other, and commuting can be really exhausting or long depending on where you work and live. So once again, many areas do require you to have some kind of car or vehicle to get around comfortably. So now that you know a little bit more about the features and downsides of living in Dallas, Texas, you're probably wondering what places to live in. So because of that, you can watch different property tours that I have on my channel and neighborhood guides that you can also find on here. That way you can weigh all your options.